News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, 727-9900 today. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
The highway is shut down while Mercy Air lands on scene, and the Prump Senior Center continues to serve area residents. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Police and medics respond to 2 rollover accidents. It's Thursday, April 23rd. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Well, emergency crews responded to 2 rollovers today. Currently, they are working a 2-vehicle crash on Highway 372 and Charleston Park. One person was transported via Mercy Air to a trauma center in Las Vegas. Traffic has been diverted around that accident scene. The other rollover was this afternoon on Bell Vista. Mercy Air landed on the roadway to transport a victim of that crash as well. We'll have more on tomorrow night's broadcast. Well, on April 8th, the U.S. Department of Health Services authorized pharmacists to test for COVID-19. As the demand for more testing grows, pharmacists will be able to offer some relief to the overwhelmed healthcare system. And the National Association of Chain Drugstores is urging immediate action to remove additional restrictions on pharmacies to help meet the increasing demands of the crisis.
This is really important in terms of expanding the accessibility of testing. Pharmacists are really the heroes in this COVID crisis, and they're getting a lot of questions from customers that come into the store. And really the important aspect of this COVID testing that pharmacists can now do to really get to the heart of this crisis, we have to understand the extent of it. And through testing, such as pharmacist-provided testing and other avenues of testing, we will really begin to understand and come to grips with this insidious virus. We're really encouraging governments at all levels to reduce barriers so we can really focus on helping solve this COVID crisis. We're also focusing on when the vaccine becomes available, allowing pharmacists to do COVID vaccines in our stores, which they couldn't do before. Previously, even though they have given flu shots, 30 million flu shots were given in our member company stores. We're also encouraging the governors in all 50 states to reduce the regulatory barriers that prevent pharmacists from practicing at the top of their license and the top of their education so they could play a role in the COVID fight.
The United States Oil Fund is reworking its stock to increase its value. Crude oil prices rally, and Delta Airlines is reporting its first loss in 5 years. Angela Miles joins us now with more.
Topping our news, as the Trump administration works out a plan to rescue the oil and gas industry, the managers of the ETF United States Oil Fund, better known as USO, are reworking that stock. USO will undergo an 8-for-1 stock split. It will reduce the number of shares available for trading and theoretically should push the stock higher. USO shares are down about 70% for the year. Production of crude oil has dramatically declined. Fewer people are at gas pumps and the economy is slowing. On Wednesday, crude oil prices rallied. Delta Airlines reveals its first loss in 5 years. Delta lost more than $500 million to start the year as travel took a drastic dip due to the fast-spreading coronavirus. The airline admits burning through $100 million in cash per day, but is striving to get that down to $50 million per day by the second quarter. Delta is among the airlines getting a bailout from the government.
Thanks, Angela. We'll have more news right after this.
News 25 is brought to you by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing.
Well, University Medical Center in Las Vegas will significantly increase the number of coronavirus tests it can process during the coming weeks, helping fill a critical need that is considered key to reopening our community and containing future outbreaks of the virus. Right now, UMC's lab can process 500 tests per day. That number is expected to increase to 1,500 tests per day this Saturday, April 25th, and then reach 4,000 tests per day on May 1st. By June 1st, the UMC lab is expected to be able to process 10,000 tests per day. These tests are polymerase chain reaction tests, better known as PCR tests. They show whether someone currently has the coronavirus. The tests usually take about 24 hours to complete. In addition, UMC's lab will launch coronavirus antibody testing on May 30th. The antibody tests can show whether someone is currently infected or whether they have been infected in the past. Officials are still determining how many antibody tests the hospital will be able to process. Well, the Prump Senior Center remains closed, but that's not stopping the kitchen crew. They continue to offer meals to seniors with drive-up service. And the closure is giving the center a chance to make some improvements to the building and grounds.
We have been closed since March 18th due to this coronavirus. Keep protecting our seniors and the people that we take care of every day. But we are doing drive-by lunches or drive-through lunches Monday through Friday. Our time frame is 10:30 to 12:30. You can come by and pick up a lunch. Any senior in the community over 60, it's a $3 donation for the meal. Just drive up. We have a shed here so that they can, you just know right where to come. Drive up, we'll give you your meals and you can take them home and enjoy. We don't want to see anybody not have a meal. This is our purpose, is to take care of the seniors, and this is how we're trying to do it. We also have our Meals on Wheels program for those who cannot get to the store or are even afraid to go. Over 60 again, that is the population that we deal with. If you need to have meals delivered, we can do that. Just give us a call at 775-727-5008 or come on by any day of the week, Monday through Friday from 10:30 to 12:30 and pick up a meal. In the meantime, while we are closed and we don't know our opening date again, we had hoped for May 4th. It looks like we may be having to extend that a bit too. But we're revamping the center. We've repainted. We're going to have it all sterilized. Everything will be up to par, nice and clean and new, and hopefully keep everybody safe. But we probably won't be opening again until probably June because of the situation. We have 100 people a day in there, and I don't want to expose anybody to anything they shouldn't be. So just stay safe out there, please. And if you have any questions, call the Senior Center at any time, Monday through Friday. 9 to 2 is the best hours. 727-5008.
What did you bring the girls today?
I brought them some roses. Fragrant roses, they like them.
Why did you bring them?
I like the girls. This is a great place. The Senior Center you can't beat it. I'll be glad when it opens back up, get rid of this virus thing. This is the highlight of my day.
We decided as the Senior Center that we are going to do something to make our town united, and so we decided to have our motto, and hopefully the town's motto, Pahrump United. Lots of hope, lots of health, faith, peace, and love. Keep the community together. We're all Pahrump United.
Well, many governments are beginning to make plans for reopening their cities, states, and countries. But many health experts are concerned about returning to a more normal life too soon, fearing we could see a resurgence of the coronavirus. Mark Lipsitch is a professor of epidemiology and the director of the Center for Communicable Disease Dynamics. He told JAMA editor-in-chief Howard Buckner he believes lifting restrictions too soon is risky.
What do you think the next few months look like?
I think it's going to be really variable across the world, as almost every government is talking in some way about lifting control measures. Not every government, I think, but many, because of the economic burdens. And I think that given the fairly high caseloads that we still have in most parts of the United States, that's a really risky thing to do right now. And I think we'll see resurgences. I hope that the summer weather will help slow transmission, but our estimates from our paper in Science last week are that it may be 20% reduction in transmissibility. If it's similar to the other coronaviruses, that's not enough to stop it. That's just enough to slow it down a little. And so we'll see what can be accomplished. I think the hopeful thing is that there will be experimentation by different jurisdictions, and we'll figure out whether school closures are really very valuable or could be relaxed. And we'll figure out some of the other things that maybe aren't as important to transmission. That's the hopeful side. But the downside, I think, is that some places are going to open up and then not have a plan to reclose, and that we're going to have more situations like New York and New Orleans and Detroit, where there are really extreme strains on the healthcare.
All right, when we return, we're going to talk about a healthy meal with hardly anything in the cupboard.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Nye County's injury attorneys. Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Well, staying at home and limiting trips to the store can help slow the spread of COVID-19. But when you're looking to cook and the pantry is a little bare, it can be challenging to whip up a healthy meal. Cleveland Clinic's Kristen Kirkpatrick says, believe it or not, you can make a healthy meal with as little as 2 ingredients.
I don't want people to overthink what a meal is. A meal could be, I have some frozen chicken, I'm gonna bake that, and I happen to have carrot sticks that were left over, and I'm going to roast some carrots. Chicken and carrots, 2 ingredients.
Kirkpatrick says it's tempting to go online and watch amazing chefs prepare fancy meals, but it's not realistic for most of us to recreate them on our own. If you want to get the most bang for your buck with the food you have, try using an item for more than one meal.
If you have a sweet potato, you can cut that sweet potato into cubes. You can take half of those cubes and make kind of a sweet potato hash with eggs and have that for breakfast. And then you can take the other half of the roasted sweet potato cubes and you can have them for dinner as a side.
When you cook up more than you're going to eat, take the remainder of the meal and freeze it for another day, instead of throwing it away.
If you are able to make a big pot of whole grain or bean-based pasta with tomato sauce or a pesto sauce, and you can freeze half of that for another meal, that's ideal as well.
Kirkpatrick says getting the most out of our food supply really comes down to creativity. She adds that our stay-at-home lives are teaching us to not waste food, and this will hopefully make all of us better at utilizing what we have in the future.
Well, the family of NHP officer Ben Jenkins released a statement thanking everyone for their support during these tragic times. Sergeant Benjamin Jenkins was killed in the line of duty on March 27th on U.S. Highway 93 and White Pine County mile marker 106 near Ely. The statement released on behalf of the Jenkins families thanks those who participated in Ben's escort, as well as the many people who came out in the cold and lined the roadways and streets with flags and people all the way from Vegas to Elko to bring Ben home. They add that through this most difficult time, it has warmed their hearts to see just how many people care not only about them, but about Ben in general. They say that there are no words that can adequately express how grateful they are to their amazing community, as well as the rest of the state of Nevada, surrounding states, and for all the support and wonderful tributes that have been paid to Ben, who was a husband, father, son, brother, uncle, cousin, nephew, friend. Sergeant Benjamin Jenkins. Memorial services are pending due to COVID-19 shutdown and will be announced at a later date. The man accused of fatally shooting that Nevada Highway Patrol trooper that you just saw in that last picture had spent the weeks leading up to the killing on a paranoid quest to warn people in White Pine County of his theory that COVID-19 was spreading through the water and sewer systems. White Pine County Sheriff's Office was contacted after 3 incidents involving this resident, John DeBritz. DeBritz made his initial court appearance recently in Ely in connection with the fatal shooting. He's been charged with open murder, third-degree arson, grand larceny of a motor vehicle, and grand larceny of a firearm. And all of our hearts and prayers go out to the family of Benjamin Jenkins. Well, it's Thursday, time for another Great Computer Deals quick tutorial. Today, Josh Osborne explains how solid-state hardware drives can help speed up your computing.
Hi, it's Josh with Perumph's own Great Computer Deals. Let's get right into it. It's time for another quick tutorial. Technology is always coming out with a claim to make your computer faster, but sadly, most of these innovations leave us totally disappointed. That trend has changed. Here's why you need a solid-state hard drive now. Part 1. Solid states have no moving parts, so they don't require any time to spin up to speed to allow you to access your information and data. every command is instant with no need for any part movement. Great Computer Deals is here to help you upgrade your computer or provide a new one that will help you benefit from this awesome solid-state technology for way less than you think. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
Thanks, Josh. Well, in light of the public health concerns, the U.S. Census Bureau is adjusting the 2020 census operation. They say that field operations will now begin on June 1st. The deadline for field data collections and self-response has been extended to October 31st of this year. This will allow apportionment counts to be delivered to the president by April 30th of next year and no later than July 31st of next year. Nevada's self-response rate is 47.8% compared to the U.S. self-response rate, which is 48.1%. We urge you to fill out this census form. It helps in so many things, just like the health crisis that we're going through right now. And it only takes a couple minutes online. You can go to censusnv.gov. Well, as the Nye County School District works to come up with a plan for this year's graduation ceremony, the community is coming together to celebrate the 2020 senior class.
Dozens of vehicles drove by the football field at Pahrump Valley High School, honking and cheering in support of this year's senior class, spring sport athletes, coaches, staff, families, and all of those on the front lines fighting the coronavirus. It was all part of a statewide campaign called Be the Light and Never Ever Give Up on Your Dreams. The lights at the football field were turned on for 20 minutes last Friday night at 8:20 p.m., and the moment was shared by dozens of students, their families, and friends. Some students decorated their vehicles, others held signs with their names and words of encouragement. Schools across the state held similar events at the same time Friday night.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
And if you would like to get one of those yard signs for your senior, you can get in touch with Quality Signs and Designs because they are making those right now. Let's take a look outside and see what's going on with our weather. Windy day and some light clouds in the sky, but we're going to find out more right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
All right, today in Las Vegas, 91, low tonight is 66. Death Valley, 98, 70 is your low. Amargosa's high of 87, tonight's low 58. Beatty, 83, 54. Goldfield, 72, 40 as your low. Tonopah, 68, 39. Carson City's high, 73, 43. Fallon is 77 as your high today and 47 as your low. Fernley 74 and 44 as your low tonight. Sounds really good up there in the north. Well, today we had sunny skies with your high of 86, winds on the northwest at 22 miles per hour, and humidity 15%. Sunrise 5:59 this morning. Tonight, clear skies with your low of 60, winds out of the north-northeast at 12 miles per hour, humidity up there at 24%, and sunset 7:24. Your 7-day forecast shows some clouds in the sky going all the way through Monday. A little bit of wind there on Saturday at 11 miles per hour. Friday, we're showing your high of 87, low of 63. Saturday, 91, 64. Sunday, 89, 62. Monday, we have a high of 93 with a low of 66. And then just going up there on Tuesday, 95 with a low of 68. Wednesday, 97, 69 with some winds coming back in. And Thursday, winds 12 miles per hour, the south-southwest with some clouds in the sky with a high of 92 and a low of 66. Well, stay tuned because we are going to be having our live show, We Care, tonight with Fire Chief Scott Lewis and Sheriff Sharon Worley. You can give a phone call in 775-727-8750, and that's the number to call. Tomorrow night, we're going to have some medical professionals for the same show, and it's going to be from 6 to 7 p.m. That's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from all of us here at KPVM-TV and Ace Country Radio. We'll see you back here for news tomorrow night.